Hello, my beautiful Tauruses. Welcome back to Queen Cup Tarot. I am just shuffling up right now, catching a vibe, getting ready to do your September 2020 tarot readings. For those that are new, welcome. It's a privilege and honor to read for you, connect with you, and ascend with you. Please like, share, subscribe. It is much appreciated. And to Angel Gang, how are you guys? I hope you guys are doing well. I do have some exciting announcements. So for those that timestamp the reading, please continue to do so. It is much appreciated. I am launching, or I have launched, should I say, queencup.ca. All right. That is now where you can book personal readings with me. I'm still not accepting them right now, but that's where you'll be able to book them. It'll be a lot easier, a lot more seamless. And it's also now, the other announcement is I have the frankincense. I have it available at the same quality that I use, as you can see here in my dish. Right? Doesn't look much different than the jars. I'm going to do a whole live surrounding the frankincense. We're going to burn it together. I'm going to talk to you guys about a little bit about the journey that I've been on, learning about it, and just my connection to it, and share with you what I know about it. But a lot of you guys, especially those who've been with me for a while, have been asking me about it, and I either could get the quality and not the quantity, or I could get the quantity and not the quality. So it took, like I said, over 2 years to be able to get both. And I'm very excited, guys, to have this available for you. So you can go to the website, go into the shop, and I have stacking stones. If you want to burn them like this, they're $1 each. I literally get them from the beaches that you guys see me do these readings at, and I soak them for a couple of days and wash them every day, and then I grease them a little bit with either coconut oil or avocado oil, and not a lot, like just literally enough so that it doesn't go dry again, like this one, for example. Right? I kept this one. I never seen a rock that was so close to being a perfect circle like this. You know? But anyway, so that's what I do. And then but then I actually have like ceramic burners on there for you guys. Just a few of them I have that I source. So yeah, but you guys can go check the website out. Anyways, I'm just very excited to have that available. You guys can smudge, and I personally want you guys to love it as much as I do and have it a part of your life as much as I do, because it's helped me so much. It creates a safe space for me. It does a lot. Like I said, I'm going to go live and talk to you guys about that. Okay, Taurus? But anyways, just a couple of downloads before we get into prayer and get into your spread. I don't know. It was kind of strange. It was surrounding getting a head start. Some of you guys wanted to get a head start on something, or got a head start on something and are reaping the reward of that, or are being warned of something. I'm not really sure what exactly it is, but I feel like it's that early bird get the worm type energy, and some of you guys want to be ahead of the ball, or really overly prepared, like I don't know, getting a head start. That was all I was really getting coming into your reading. Maybe it will make sense more when we pull out the cards. Maybe that's just a message that some of you already took and overstood and said, yeah, that's for me. You can keep going. And I'm going to keep going. All right. But yeah, let's get into prayer. Father God, Holy Spirit, ancestors, guardian angels, thank you for rising me up out of my bed this morning. And thank you for connecting me with the collective every day. Right now, please allow me to communicate clearly with the collective all the messages that are in their greatest good, surrounding their material abundance, sustenance, the relationships closest to them, their personal ascension and development, and any other messages that you deem worthy at this time. Thank you, Father God, Holy Spirit, ancestors, guardian angels, for everything you do for me and the collective on a regular. All the healing energy, the support, the love, the guidance, and the protection. We are nothing without it, and we are nothing without you. So glory be to the Most High, forever and ever. Amen. I heard I don't want to hear it, and I couldn't care less. I have no idea what that is pertaining to. The Three of Wands. Some of you guys are very, very focused on something. Some of you guys are heavily preparing. This could be in alignment with that, getting a head start, making these preparations before anticipated or before needed. It's almost like if you know you're going to go somewhere or do something or want to position yourself, it's like doing the preparations now so that you don't have to do it in the moment, or it's like being super prepared. I don't know what this is. It's like now I'm getting like images of like a soccer goalie. I don't know. But I gotta keep it. We took it after the prayer. Or else I would have put it back. There's a reason. I don't know. The Three of Wands. Let's see more. I see some of you guys like kind of smirking at me. It's like, I think some of you guys are doing maybe something in secret, making these preparations, knowing that it's going to position you to look really good or be in a really lucrative space. It could be like an investment. You know what I mean? You were like the first to invest in something or be prepared to do something. I don't know what this is. It almost feels like, because it could be your instinct. Some of you guys are saying, I already did this. I already feel this way because you trusted your instincts when the divine told you to take certain actions and make certain preparations, and you did them off of blind faith. So now it's starting to be revealed to Taurus, and you're starting to feel like, like a little bit of that tapping into that superpower energy. Where you're like, whoa, that's cool. So it's now getting to a point where you don't really doubt yourself. And when I say yourself, I mean like your intuition, when you know there's an internal dialogue telling you need to do certain things, even though your environment, it's like, oh, I'll do this once I do this or this. And the divine's saying, no. These preparations, if you make them, I mean, you can wait, but if you do them now, you'll get better results. Is the incense bothering you guys? No? Nice. Do you? Do you like it? Do you want some? Raw frankincense?
No.
Raw frankincense?
No.
All right. Just the neighbors. Okay. Three of Wands, Sovereign of Cups. So that's the Queen of Cups. Okay. I'm not going to be distracted. All right. Three of Wands and the Queen of Cups. This could be preparing to relocate, because the Queen of Cups does speak of nesting energy, which is home, house. So the Three of Wands could be making preparations to move, and you just feel like you're ahead of the ball. This could be not waiting for something to occur. This is maybe taking steps and initiatives to relocate yourself. This could also be surrounding children, like preparing for children before having them, or it's like not changing your lifestyle once you get pregnant. It's making that lifestyle now in preparation for possibly pregnancy for some of you. The Ruler of Wands. And then the Sovereign of Swords and the Lovers. Whoa. And then the Ruler of Cups. And then the Nine of Swords. Okay. There could be some stress with regards to a living situation with somebody in particular. Feel like somebody might have got a job opportunity and it's impacting the daily routine or the lifestyle or the household of a couple. It's almost like Somebody might feel that if they take this opportunity that they can't proceed possibly with a relationship. Because with the Nine of Swords, that stress, the Ruler of Cups, somebody feels like something is negatively, somebody feels like they can't celebrate something because if they have this, they can't have this. And I don't know what that is because it's the Lovers. It's a choice between two, but I don't know if it's actually two people. Like it came out between a job or an opportunity to live or work somewhere and maybe a relationship. Maybe somebody found out that their partner is pregnant and now they're like, this opportunity coming in was something I wanted when I was a single person. And now that I'm going to a more, committed relationship, or we're taking it to the next step, having a kid, this isn't the most ideal situation. So somebody's now torn about should they proceed, like what to do. And that's where that energy was coming possibly in of wanting to get a head start. So some of you collective are trying to avoid some kind of confusion because you're trying to position your life for what it is that you're conscious that you want, which is kids and a family. So some of you guys have really busy career lives, but are saying, okay, I've gotten to a certain level of success and now I want this next phase of my life, but you're positioning it now because you have faith that the manifestation process, should you align yourself, will bring it in. It's just about being in alignment so you don't bring in things and then botch them or not be prepared for them. Right? So yeah, I just think that, and then there's certain people in the collective who are feeling that misalignment now, meaning I wasn't prepared. It's like somebody saying I wanted it, but I wasn't really preparing my life for it. So now that it's here, and I'm getting like a relationship, children, something of that nature. And somebody's just feeling like, shit, like this is how I was aligning myself prior to this. The problem is that was because somebody wasn't consciously aware that what they wanted was what they're manifesting now, and that they weren't making preparations to bring it in. For what reasons? That's for each individual. So this is definitely speaking about alignment. It's definitely talking about a relationship dynamic, like a close relationship dynamic. I'm getting somebody who lives in the same home as somebody, married, children, that kind of thing. Or not married, engaged, possibly married. I don't know. It doesn't even matter. Judgment. Yeah, there's like a serious decision surrounding a relationship. But the funny part is I'm tapping into some of you that are aligning you for the judgment. You're aligning yourself to receive. So you're not waiting for it to come in to then take the actions for what you want. You're doing it now. And that puts a lot of energy into your manifestations because you've made them real before they ever came into your reality. So that is a pretty powerful thing where other people in the collective are actually learning this now through not being aligned. And it's fine. Like, it's not a big deal in the sense, it's not in the sense of like, you get the manifestation, like what's destined and fated. We talked about where free will and fate meet. And it seems like you were destined and fated to, maybe meet somebody at a particular time, have children at a particular time. I believe birthdays and death days are all written, even certain meet days. But I feel like it's how aligned you are for what is destined and fated so that you can capitalize off of it the most. And the people that are in the collective aligning themselves for what they want are that, even though it hasn't come in yet, it's really going to. So then when we talk about all that low vibrational devil energy, it really can't impact the people who align themselves and believed in it. They create such a support system within their own spiritual beliefs and light that it becomes very impenetrable, hard for things to penetrate. The Nine of Swords, though, somebody's afraid here, somebody's nervous. This Judgment, yeah, that was really coming in strong here. I don't know how that translated because that could really only apply to a few people that really understand, because it feels like a couple or a relationship dynamic. I don't know. Either way, we're gonna move on. Sovereign and the Ruler of Cups. And then we've got the Sovereign of Swords and then the Ruler of Wands. The Nine of Swords. So this could, now I'm tapping into somebody who isn't in a relationship with somebody, but is deciding whether or not they want to be. So this is making a decision on whether or not somebody wants to include somebody in their preparations. So the work that they're putting in to bring in their ships, their Ten of Pentacles, which support their Ten of Pentacles, right? Somebody is like saying, like, am I going to take your fourth wand? Because that fourth wand will create a foundation, and your fourth wand will create one for them if you are in alignment with this person or these people. Because if two people have three wands, like have four wands, sorry. If two people, that's the Eight of Wands. That's why sometimes I read the Eight of Wands as like a foundation coming together. Like two solid, stable people coming together to create a foundation that will propel them forward faster and higher. But if you get, before they've merged, it's just two people and they're offering, so they are in the Three of Wands, they're offering that fourth wand they have. So it's really not an offer, it should be a trade. So the stability never falls. You're just allowing somebody's wand into your space and you're letting your passion and desire into somebody else's foundation. If this is making any sense, so you still have four wands. It's just the difference is you've traded one with another. So they have a piece of your foundation or are part of it, and vice versa. So some of you guys are in negotiations. There's something that's, I have to look at why. There's something that's making some of you guys stressed about a relationship with somebody. I'll open the door for you, Dora. Ten of Coins. That's what I mean. That's that legacy, like preparing, right? The work that you're doing for the Ten of Coins. Wanting to consider somebody being a part of your visions. Maybe for some of you, you're hesitant and you're stressed because it's been a really long time. It took you a long time to reclaim your dream and your vision and your Ten of Pentacles and get back kind of, I don't know, get back your footing. And I feel like the divine is now going to put in front of you an opportunity to allow somebody back into your vision again. And you are going to have to be confident enough that you can let somebody in your vision without them taking it from you, without them getting you to abandon your vision for theirs, ruining it for you, taking like, I don't know, I feel like the Seeker of Wands, that's the Page of Wands. So somebody's seeking passion, sex. Somebody could also be trying to, it's not really the Page of Swords, but it's somebody's trying to figure out, it's almost like seeking information, but it's a different type of information or for a different reason. Like, I don't know. Let me see. That kind of, the Ruler of Coins. Somebody long and short is going to get good news surrounding work. Page of Wands could very well be good news. And then with the King of Pentacles, somebody was stressed that they weren't going to be chose for a position because it was taking long. And the stress is relieved when they get the offer and the good news. This could even be the good news that you've gotten the job, but it's just a matter of waiting for the paperwork to get through or waiting for the start date. The Seven of Coins and the Conqueror of Coins. Ruler of Coins and the Conqueror of Coins. Wait a minute. See, these cards are the Sovereign of Swords. It would actually be the Ruler of Swords. No, the Sovereigns are the Queens. But then with the coins here, I have the Conqueror of Coins and I have the Ruler of Coins. Oh, Conquerors are Knights. Okay, that fucked me up for a second. Okay, yeah. So we have the Knight of Pentacles and then the Seven of Coins. So this is somebody being really cautious about, it's almost like somebody knows they have a really deep work ethic, or they put in their all into something, and this time they're being really hesitant about committing themselves to all the work that they're going to invest or have to invest in a relationship, a job opportunity. This could even be buying a house. All the work that it would take to put into a property, I'm getting for some of you. You know, you really like something, but you would really have to dedicate yourself to get it to where you'd want to be, to where even a relationship, it could be anything, I'm not really sure, but somebody is looking down the barrel of all this work that they're going to have to do and being really cautious about committing themselves to it. And this is good because I think this is somebody who actually has like a respect for commitment. So they're being cautious because they know once they commit themselves, they're really going to put their effort and their all into it. So that's why there's a need to respect the cautious part of people, because there's usually weight behind it. The longer somebody takes, and I'm not talking about somebody who procrastinates and drags their feet. You know, I'm talking about somebody who takes their time to make decisions so that they don't have to regret them, takes times to make commitments because they're actually invested into them. Like it, so it feels good, to be honest. Now we have the Seeker of Cups and the Sovereign of Wands, which is the Queen of Wands. So we had two seekers. Collective is seeking passion, love, desire. Collective is seeking love. Romance could be seeking an apology, some kind of emotional validation for some pain. Collective could be seeking, I heard a friend. Some of you guys feel really alone in who you are. So you guys have gone through a lot of transmuting, Taurus, and now you're really settling in your authenticity and it's feeling a little bit lonely. You need to compare the loneliness that you felt surrounded by people who weren't really like you. Allow yourself to give yourself the companionship, because your soul family is going to resonate with you. It's just a matter of like being open to receive what it is you're seeking, which again just speaks about alignment, taking the preparations now. Like people want things, but then if you look at the way, like for example, like you could want a partner, but you go to or friends, but then you go to this person's home and they're not equipped to have either. You know what I mean? Just, you could just tell by the setup, it's a very bachelor style or bachelorette style. Like you can tell how open people are, you know, even by body language. This is a very closed off, you know what I mean? Not facing people, lack of eye contact. Those are very easy ways to show somebody you are not open to receiving, right? And these could be people who are going out into the ethers going, I want friends, I want this, I want that, but then go out into the world like this. So their hands are not actually out and open for what it is that they know they need or want, because it could take some kind of vulnerability, which is also the Seeker of Cups. It speaks of a need to be vulnerable, or somebody being vulnerable towards the asker, seeking their gentle hands as they receive, seeking them to receive them in a gentle manner as they be vulnerable at that time. So collective, somebody could be actually, for some of you Taurus, because of how grounded and stable you are, I don't know how in tune you are with like your emotions at this time, but I feel like some of you guys might not realize how hard it is for somebody to be vulnerable to you, and you might actually like be harsher towards them than they can actually handle. Or that you might really hurt someone and not realize it because you're not noticing how hard it is for somebody to do something. It could be share an idea and you're in the middle of doing something and being like, that's a dumb idea, don't do that, it's a waste of time and money. And you turn around and you have no idea how hard it was for that person to share that idea with you. Now you've really hurt them. See what I mean about hurting people and not really realizing it? That's when we're not in tune with our own emotions, because then we lack empathy. Because your empathetic antennas would have went ding, 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 ding. You hurt them and you'd be like, shit, I'm sorry, that was kind of cold. I didn't even really look at it. Let me take a real look in a minute. Like, you get what I mean? But some of you guys aren't tapped in that way, or could be purposely choosing not to give somebody that kind. And I'd be mindful of that, because you need to choose who you are and shouldn't really temper yourself like that for people, like get them to get you to not be who you are and understand and overstand things. Like, this is kind of hard to explain. And I ain't gonna blame it on Mercury retrograde, but a part of me did want to. I'm like, but I love Mercury retrograde. It always gets things in order. And with Virgo and Virgo sun, oh, things are getting in order, and they're getting in order quick. That's a collective message, but Taurus, you are already, I feel like, in alignment for that getting in order because your earth energy demands it. And I also believe it's part of the spiritual work you were doing with grounding your high priestess energy into your Hierophant energy. So I feel like your foundations are already quite sturdy, and it's about really capitalizing off of already being in alignment. Wow. You know what I mean? Where this energy could easily be putting me in alignment, or I could be in alignment to be stable, or this energy can support me being more stable. I was getting this in another reading too, about this kind of mutable earth. So some of you guys needing to be okay with how your third dimensional world is going to change. It's like a landscape changing because of erosion. There's nothing anybody's going to do. You have to wait for that ground to stop sliding and moving and it dry and harden for that road to then be established. Like, it's like, think of like, I think of like mud, like a quicksand. I think of like floating land, like mutable land. There's more of a fluidity, like it's more liable to change. So this is needing to adapt to the sudden changes or the surrender we need to have with the changes that occur with our third dimensional lifestyles that are out of our hands. Like, it's like needing to adapt to that, like needing to really capitalize off of that, because I feel like the divine is going to be creating changes and really impacting. This is the energy I was feeling, and I know that September is going to really support the change, like the day-to-day life change, meaning all the spiritual work is going to be evident in the way you live day to day. And some of you guys, though, are in patterns, and the divine's going to show you better ways to do things, more efficient ways. And it's going to be hard because I think some of you guys are stuck in patterns already. Like, some of you guys created routines, and they're healthy routines. Like, say, for example, you created a routine to eat healthier, only for 6 months later, something you really like now hurts your stomach, or you create an allergy to it, or you can no longer eat something even though it's healthy. It's like needing to further adapt, right? Like, it's like some of you guys thought you brought enough change to something and you didn't, and the universe, Virgo season, is going to bring in way more change into your 3D lifestyle, and you're just going to have to kind of be like, okay, I'm going to just slide down here. Like, I'm going to just go with the flow, but it's in the form of like land. So I'm getting like erosion, like I'm getting when like landslides, when mud and water is sliding down, or when like chunks of the side of mountains slide down. Like, it's like, I don't know, sounding a little bit like an acid trip, but let's carry on. The 5 of Wands, and the 7 of Swords, ooh, and the Conqueror of Cups. That feels like a physical altercation. The Ace of Cups. What the fuck? The 2 of Swords. This energy. Some of you guys are dealing with somebody who's making it very hard for you to leave them. They're being very open that they are going to fight for you. The problem is some of you don't want this person to fight for you. So now it's feeling invasive. Now it's feeling like you can't get away from somebody. It's feeling like you're questioning. It's almost further proving how selfish somebody is. because they're not respecting you when you tell them that you don't want their efforts. Like, I don't know who this is. For some of you, you're telling me the only reason why they want to fight for me is because they don't want me to leave because you do a lot for them. You might be the magician in the relationship, so you make things happen. And you might be tired of bearing the burden of making things happen, not just for you but for the other people or a particular person's life, and you are dropping that burden, and they are saying they are going to fight for the relationship. The problem is I think some of you know that they're not actually fighting for the relationship. They're fighting for the magician energy that they provided to you, that you provided to them. So now you're feeling like you're questioning whether this person ever loved you. And I think they did, but as much as somebody can love, like, people have different capacities for love, different ideas and versions. And how you know how people love is how they love themselves, how they treat themselves, how they talk about themselves, how they deal with themselves. You understand? So this is where the dating is really important, or the getting to know. I don't care how long you've been with somebody. Even if you've been with them for 10 years, you're telling me that person hasn't continued to grow and develop, so that you shouldn't continue to date, get to know, and further explore your partner, even more so after some years, right? Like, it just, I don't know. Kind of feel like I'm going on a little bit of a rant. But the Five of Wands here with the Conqueror, and the so that's why I said a physical altercation, because the Seven of Swords and the Five of Wands is a fight. This could be somebody who got set up. That's what I just heard, to be honest. Because the Five of Wands could be multiple people. Then behind is the Five of Coins. So you got the Five of Coins on one side, and then the Five of Wands on another. And then the Seven of Swords. That's not good energy. Some of you guys need to trust your instincts. If you shouldn't be around somebody or in communication with somebody, you need not learn why you felt that way. There's a need for you to honor yourself instead of putting yourself through the process of feeling everything when you could just know. It's like not trusting your instincts put you guys through a lot of pain that you can't blame on other people, because you needed to feel what it was you were knowing instead of just respecting what your mind and trusting yourself. It's funny how people's deceit towards us gets us to question ourselves, these expectations that we should have known. And if you feel like you should have known somebody deceived you, it's because you avoided the red flags. And if you didn't see any red flags, then you need to just have compassion that somebody's deceit isn't a reflection of you. You know? It's a reflection of how they choose to live their life. Because we talk a lot about how, like, I talk a lot about how things are a reflection, because guys, sometimes the way I talk, you have to take, like, in context, which most of Angel Gang gets. You guys have been with me for a while, but it's like, Six of Cups. I'm not going to go on the rant. I'll go off topic. I already feel like I got off topic. Six of Cups. And the Devil. And the Moon. This is what I felt. This is what I felt just come in. The Moon energy. When I get wiped of the channel like that, and then I don't remember nothing I was saying or where I was at, like I couldn't continue the channel if I tried. It's almost like a dream, you know, when you wake up and then you're like, you go back to wake up to go pee, and you go back to bed and you can't pick up where you're at or don't remember, whatever. It's kind of like that. The Devil and the Six of Cups. That was that energy of not being able to shake somebody yet. The Ten of Wands, because somebody is a burden. Somebody is determined to keep you that way, Taurus, looks like. Somebody liked you being their stability. I'm getting even victory. What the fuck? Somebody might really, some of you might be shocked at how somebody responds or treats you after you create a boundary. You might create a boundary with somebody, And they might in your face play it off like, oh, everything's cool. They might not. They might start a confrontation right there. But for a lot of you, I feel like this is going to be somebody who plays off like, okay. And they're not going to be okay with it. They're going to think about it. They're going to brew. Devil energy is going to tell them how entitled they should be to what it is that you did for them or whatever. And it's going to get them to speak to you in that very entitled manner. I don't know what this is. Feels so specific, Taurus. The strange way your reading's coming in. Death. And Six of Wands. I heard helping hands and temperance. Too many hands. Too many hands. Too many bodies in the kitchen. There's the Four of Wands. I mean, we pulled out the whole fucking deck, though. But where are we at? I feel like I kind of got lost. This reading was very strange. There were several parts where I forgot that I was recording. And we pulled literally the entire deck. Pretty much. And I don't remember anything. Like, I don't know. This is such a strange reading. The Six of Cups. The Ten of Pentacles. And the Heart. I heard home is where the heart is. But it's a long, long journey back home. The Eight of Cups. Long journey back home. Joe, somebody's intrigued. Somebody likes somebody's idea. They're intrigued by it, but they're stressed because they have a decision. And I don't know how sure somebody is. I feel like for some of you guys, you might have somebody trying to sell you an adventure, Taurus. They want you to go into the unknown with them. Just come on, just that kind of energy. I don't know. I don't know, Taurus. This was a strange reading. You know what it is? I pulled too many cards, right? It's actually harder. The more cards, the harder it is. It depends. It depends. Like I see readers that will just pull, read, and right? And then I see readers that will just pull, you know? So it really depends. But I find for me, the more cards, I don't know. Because it really depends. Oh, I get it. I feel like some of you guys are going to be challenged with regards to being okay with not knowing or not understanding something. Some of you guys feel like not being able to be super clear about something negatively impacts your foundation. It doesn't. Your solid foundation actually better protects you going in to the unknown so that you can further explore and learn whatever. Your foundation is going to protect you. Yes, you have to reinforce your foundations and be smart and stuff, but your foundation that you created is going to protect you. You know what I mean? So it's like understanding that, because there's some now I'm getting adventure again, ancestors and boundaries, get curious, I don't know, and the void. I'm feeling this energy, the void. It just went blank. Radio silence. Some of you could have been ghosted by somebody. Some of you could have expected a callback or a response by now, and it's just some of you didn't reclaim your vision or your heart or your truth about who you were from a toxic relationship. So you feel a void. You feel empty. It's because those parts of you need to be reclaimed back for those coming out of a bad relationship. because that's usually what's the hardest part that gets us stuck in past partners. It's not usually them, it's the dream we had surrounding them. It's the love that we gave and we shared and we expected back that keeps us bound to people. It was the visions that you shared about a home, a life, all these things. That all needs to be reclaimed, collective, for some of you, your sacred sexuality. Some of you feel extremely betrayed sexually because how a partner moved or how you found out another partner was moving, cheating, whatever. Reflect. Some of you feel like you're reflecting back on a partnership or a relationship and you're realizing that you weren't treated properly sexually, like what you might have been open to or okay with wasn't. You're reflecting on it and you're realizing the paradox. There's some kind of paradox here. You might have felt love, like you might have accepted the way your partner engaged with sex with you because you knew that it was the way they exchanged love. The problem is it didn't honor you. I don't even know where that is. Some of you are exploring your sacred sexuality by getting curious. This could be dolo with masturbation. This could be in a new relationship. This could be in an existing relationship. And you guys are talking about, because of all of this like transparency and this work being more yourself, it makes these kind of conversations a lot easier. Like people get very uncomfortable talking about things like sex, even with their own partners, which is wild, right? Like out of all the things to be uncomfortable to talk about, it's the one thing that you're like, like, I don't know, but this is getting curious. So this is talking, these are people talking about what they want to explore sexually, and it has to do with their spirituality. It is sacred. These could also be about boundaries surrounding somebody's sacred sexuality, meaning I'm going to wait a certain amount of time. Like I need to feel a certain way, or I need to have established a certain level of rapport or bond with you before engaging in sexuality. So protecting your own sacred sexuality by being careful about who you engage with. Dare to dream, because it seems like this paradox between being mindful and having boundaries, but kind of getting curious, right? And exploring. And it does feel very much like sexual energy with that here, obviously with the sacred sex. But the revolutionary and reclaiming your good ideas. For some of you, I'm tapping into somebody that might have came out of a really abusive relationship. Like I'm seeing somebody who has to reclaim the revolutionary in them because they were told by a partner or a parent or somebody that, or even a boss, that they weren't shit. That their dreams, their ideas weren't good. So somebody didn't live out the revolutionary in them because their environment and the people around them always told them that your ideas are shit and, stole their ideas and manipulated them into believing I didn't steal it. I made it happen because you couldn't. That is high level manipulation that people use that takes and strips the revolutionary out of people. Only for that person to watch somebody live out their dreams. So somebody was heavily mentally manipulated. Oh yeah, Miss Crixie. All right, guys, that's your spread. I gave you what I had. All right. Please like, share, subscribe if you feel to. Okay, but talk about what you are going through. Many of you may not resonate with this, but maybe resonate to the energy and are interpreting it a completely different way. Share that way, because I'm sure there'll be people watching that are gonna, because that's why a lot of the tribe goes through the comments and stuff. They're trying to connect with people who are vibing with them, not just me, you guys. So when you guys talk about what it is you're going through, and even if it's not in alignment, there are people who were drawn to the reading who said, I don't resonate with the reading, but then go through the comments and say, I resonate with that person. So how I look at it is there's something about the energy that pulled us together, and we're just resonating with the different aspects of how we're looking at it, how we're experiencing it, living it, whatever. Anyways, there's the tangent. Got to wrap up. All right. Mwah. Keep letting your inner angel live, folks. Mwah. Ciao.